Testing, testing. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be just discussing the books that I hope to read in 2023. I would say it's books that I'm going to read in 2023, but let's be honest, who sticks to their TBR? Not I. So these are just books that I am gonna prioritize in my TBR because I've not really put them off. Some of them I have, and I'll explain that. But they're just ones that I really want to read. Some of them I've already got planned to read literally the week I'm recording this, but that's neither here nor there. Starting off with the book I've been avoiding for 2 years now. It's Daisy Jones and the Six. I have wanted to read this book for a really long time. I have a lot of bookish mutuals on Instagram who favorite book of all time right here. But I'm just scared. I don't know. Typically, I do not read a book that doesn't have a happy ending. Don't care. That's just the way I live. I can't handle anything else. If it's a series and a book ends wrong, but then the next one that's happy, that's fine. This, even because I'm pretty sure it's loosely based off of Fleetwood Mac. Me being a Fleetwood Mac stan, I know how that went, so I'm a little nervous. I see quotes from it constantly, and it's always in my atmosphere of reading. So this is one of my priorities. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna read this next month. The show comes out in March, so this is happening this year, but I'm very scared about it. Next book is Anastasia by Sophie Lark. I do not have the physical copy yet. I ordered it and then something happened, so I'm waiting on my book to come in. But I'm going to be reading that this week when I have a 12-hour train ride to Baltimore to see my best friend for her birthday. I'm going to read it on my Kindle. I'm very excited. It is a retelling of Anastasia, and Sophie Lark's writing is very good and very enthralling to me, so I'm excited to read that. Speaking of Queen Sophie Lark, I will be reading the Brutal Birthright series this year. Last year, I think in January, I read the first 2 books. I really remember liking the second one, but I think I just wasn't in the headspace at the time to thoroughly enjoy them. And I feel like now I am, so I will be reading this soon. This is another definite for me because I really, really want to reread the first 2 and get into this because I just know that I'm gonna fall in love with them. So this is a definite for me, and I'm excited to tab the ever-loving shit out of this. Next one is a set of books, but it's in one physical copy. It is the Munfolk series. I haven't decided if I'm gonna read it physically or read it on my Kindle. Maybe physically because I don't really want to buy it on my Kindle because they're not in KU, but I've personally not really seen many bad things said about this. I don't really let reviews sway me much anymore like I used to, but this book looks super different from anything I've read, and I feel like a lot of people agree with that. I have a few friends who have recommended this to me. One of my friends sent this to me. Yeah, Blair sent this to me, and I'm very excited to finally dive into it this year. Everyone talks really good about the main character, Lana. It's L-E-N-A, so I'm assuming it's Lana. Anyways, and I know overall she's a serial killer, he's an FBI agent or some kind of cop, and he falls in love with her not knowing that she's a serial killer he's looking for, and I'm just that is forbidden romance at its best. And the reasoning behind her killing who she's killing, I am interested in because I'm okay, duh. So excited for that. The next 2 are ones that I was gonna read in December, but I ended up becoming so intense with wanting to make my reading goal that I stuck with my Kindle. And these I have a feeling I'm really gonna like because I'm a small town romance loving girly. So Heartless and Flawless by Elsie Silver. I literally have so many friends who are obsessed with these books, and the third one, Powerless, is coming out this year, but very excited for these. Small town cowboys, duh. I have no other clue what either of these are about, but I want to read them in preparation for the third one because it looks really good. So another series that I have seen for a few years and really haven't ever got interested in it until the last few months is the Fallen Men series by Jonah Darling. My friends on Instagram, Nani, loves this series, and she recommended it to me a couple months ago, and I feel like I read a lot of series books, but like this just, it's just a vibe. It's apparently very spicy, a lot of angst, there's age gap, there's like different tropes in all the books, and like super hot, burly, grumpy men. It's a win-win. Another series is the Zodiac Academy. This series intimidates me a lot, which is why I've literally put it off for a long time. I was literally just on Instagram like 5 minutes ago and saw a New Girl's playing in the background, and Schmidt is hauling ass down the street right now, and it was just funny looking. Anyways, it's just intimidating. There's like a lot of books. I think there's like 13, 14. I could be wrong. Please don't come for my neck. But I just saw a fan art of, I think it's a teacher and this girl named Blue, or she's like a blue hair and he calls her Blue something. Kind of hot. And the forbidden romance with the teacher and the student, kind of hot. So like I really want to get into that and see how it is. And everyone seems to love it. And the fan art that I see is so intriguing. So that's a series I want to get into. I think I'm going to wait until after the summer because I am doing my last semester in college right now, and I just don't want to do that big of a commitment right now. So hopefully it's an end of the year thing, and we'll see. And the next book is another one that is intimidating to me, but is apparently a trauma-filled book. And me being a trauma-filled person, I'm very interested in it, but I put it off because it scares me a little bit. It's Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. We have this place called Huntington near me. Anyways, I don't know really what happens in this book. Their first love, but then I think the brother comes into play, and there's like an enemies to lovers thing, and then like a obviously lovers. I have no clue. I just know this book is filled with trauma. I love a good book filled with trauma as long as there's a happy ending. And someone confirmed with me that there's a happy ending. So if I read this and there's not a happy ending, I'm going to put my head through a wall. Speaking of trauma, The Confidence and the Resurrection of Wildflowers. I bought this book last year to read and then got distracted on my TBR. You know, it happens. But then I bought this one because this one looked good and I wanted to read this. But then since there was a second one out, I needed both because I didn't want to read this one and not have this one and read this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm also one of those people who buys the whole series before I read the first book, because like what if I like the first book and I want to get right into the second book but I don't have it and I want to read the physical copy? You know what I mean? So that's just the way that I live my life. But I know what happens at the end of this because I was worried about it and I low-key looked it up and then asked somebody to spoil it for me. But because of the excerpts and the hype and the love that I've seen on these, I'm still going to read them, especially because there's a second book where the happy ending is supposedly happening. It's another thing where someone told me there's a happy ending and I'm choosing to put my trust in that person. It's age gap. He is a single dad, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, he's got to be single. He's a single dad and she is younger than him, and age gap. I love a good age gap. And single dad. I'm a sucker for a single dad love story. So these are ones that I really hope to get to. And yet again, floppy books. You just can't go wrong. Are you kidding? Purr. My man. I'm getting a new cover for my iPad today. And he just dropped it off on my porch. Purr. The final 2023 hopeful is a lot of books, but it's series. But it's everything Devney Perry has ever written. I've bought almost all her books. I still need Lark Cove, I think. But this is the Runaway series and Calamity Mountain. This one's probably going to be the next bigger series I read. But I discovered Devney Perry last year and fell in love with her writing, in love with her books. The Eden series is now one of my favorite series of all time. And I just love her. So that's my plan. As of right now, that is my 2023 hopeful TBR. Obviously, there's going to be more books added to that as things release and things get popular and things come out. But these are my priority books. And I'm going to do a video at the end of the year that's tells if I actually read the books in my 2023 TBR in this video. So we will see. Hold me to it, please, because I literally, my TBR just never ever gets done. So we're gonna see how it goes. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be trying to upload every Sunday or every other Sunday. I do start school back tomorrow. And I go to school online, but I'm also a retail manager who works almost full time. So there's a lot going on in my life. Lots of things happening in the next couple months, but I'm going to work hard. Thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on my bookstagram, it's bookishmorgan. Love y'all. Hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week.